Let me just mute this. And go to my YouTube channel and see it. Let's see, we gotta make any adjustments. Okay, I gotta move my camera. Just try to move this up a little bit. Maybe that'll do the trick. It's a little bit of a delay. There we go. That's a lot better. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. This is Carmen with Elemental Designs. And yes, today we're back for the third installment in series number 2, in which we started to work on this kind of like a lap book folio type of thing, because it's very compact, it's very small. However, it does open up. I got it the wrong way. It does open up to be quite large. And when you open up 2 of them at a time, you get quite an area to cover. So far, I've went ahead and shared with you guys how I've constructed this, which was basically super simple. It's just a few manila folders. I always call them envelopes, you guys. A few manila folders that we basically scored and folded. Excuse me, you guys. Let me just put this volume down so that it is no longer going off. There we go. So basically, we just scored it and folded in a few different sections. I've gone ahead and cut the paper down to size and glued everything in place. The second installment is where I went ahead and did some stenciling on here. The stenciling that I did on here was with my own DIY paste, which is basically a mixture of my DIY gesso with a little dash here and there of baby powder just to thicken it up. And I've shared that with you guys many of times, and it creates a beautiful paste that you can make as thick or as loose as you like, and it gives you a lot of tooth. So you end up with a beautiful texture on this, and it also absorbs color quite beautifully. And so I was kind of stuck. I wasn't really sure like in which direction I wanted to go with this, and so this is mostly where I started kind of stenciling on it, just trying to pull myself out of the funk, trying to make myself fall in love with it, fall in love with the process. And I must say that I do like the way that all the stenciling came out. And I want to say I'm a little bit under the weather, you guys. So hopefully I'll be able to make it through this whole live in one sitting. But I am feeling a little bit, between here and there, you guys, between here and there. I'm sure you guys can hear it in my voice. So we have some beautiful stenciling going on. I try to keep it somewhat within a theme. So like I added numbers and things like that in certain sections. And then when I saw that they kind of folded out into each other, then I would try to kind of bring the theme and marry both sections together in case you ended up having to open up the whole thing. And everything is covered up. We have a few little kind of like hidden pockets, if you will, that I added in here. But that's as far as we have gotten. This one was a rather quick one to do. But I am eager to have it finished and to move on to the next project, you guys. So this is the materials that I've pulled out so far for today. Today we're going to be working on some kind of like mixed media elements. So we're going to be working on pockets and folders. Not folders, envelopes. Me and that word. And basically I've pulled out a few different sizes and a few different styles. So we have those ones that come off squared off, and then the ones that have like the little peak. We also have some bits and pieces of pieces that are left over, so if we need to use that, we can. And then we have also, this is some of the things that I was showing in the previous video to this one, episode number 2, but I didn't really go into too much detail about them. So I went ahead and started doing a whole bunch of die cutting, just trying to figure out which way I wanted to go. Again, trying to kind of get inspired to add the elements or create the element clusters for the different pages. And so basically I use one of my dies and I just kind of cut into this envelope, and it gives me this really pretty shape. And then I just went ahead and kind of fuzzy cut some paper to go in there, because we do have a little bit of a window, so I figured I would add something that kind of matched it a little bit, just to kind of fill that in. And then we're just going to glue these up, but we're going to be decorating these. We're going to be adding like watercolored inks, like watered down inks. We're going to be adding some stamping. We're going to be adding all kinds of stuff. I also have these that I'm going to be putting on the tabs. And this is why I've already folded them. But basically, this is what the die shape is. And I embossed it with a feather embossing folder first. This one I embossed it with a gear one, but I'm not really liking the way that it embossed too deeply. So the paper is kind of fragile. So I'm not really sure if I'm going to use this one or if I'm going to do another one for it. But that's what we have so far. And I only did 3 because we have 3 sections. So I'm going to put 1 in each section. Again, this book came out really, really bulky. Bulkier than I thought it was going to be. Hello, hello, love. How are you? Thank you so much for joining. And so I only did 3 because we only have 3 sections. So I'm going to put 1 in each section because it's already bulky enough as it is, you guys. I mean, look at all this bulk. And that's just with 3. That's just 3 folders, you guys. And look how much bulk we have already. And we still have to add some tags and some different things in here. So this is going to be super, super bulky by the time that this is done. So let's see how it all kind of goes. And then I went ahead and kind of did some of these just in case I wanted to create like little tuck spot elements. They go perfect in on a right angle, so you can basically put them anywhere. So I can put some on the little folders or the little pockets. You guys know, you'll get used to me saying folders and pockets and all of that good stuff. So just a few little die cuts here and there, some little label spaces. And I did them in black in case I wanted to kind of shimmer them up or something. I wasn't really quite sure. And here are the rest of kind of like the little embossing little mats that I did. And I basically just did one for a few of them. I just did a whole bunch of random ones. I don't necessarily have any specific number in mind as to how many I'm going to use. I just did a few of them. And these are smaller ones right here. So that's where we are. And I have some extra paper in case I need it for whatever I need it for. And then we also have, these are some of the scraps that were left over. Let me just move this to the side. We also have some scraps left over on this end. And what else we have here? Some cardstock paper. And over here, we have some ephemeras, you guys. Yes. Because you know we're going to need some ephemera, right? So I have a whole bunch of ephemera that I started kind of looking through all of my stuff. We got some Tim Holt wordings, and I pulled out some of the index tabs, some tags that hopefully we'll get to do something with. And I pulled out a few different ones to see which ones we get to do. And just a whole random assortment of little cut aparts and just all kinds of things. You guys can kind of sense the color theme that I'm kind of trying to put in here. So kind of to lighten it up because it's so dark on its own, I decided to kind of go with like lighter elements. So we'll see. We'll see where it all goes. So I'm thinking, because I did go ahead and emboss with some paint. Most of there's a lot of white areas now. So I'm thinking that I can add maybe some color to that, but I'm not really quite sure. So as far as that part of it, I'll probably do that towards the end, depending on how I feel. What we're going to work on right now is basically going to be these things here, the envelopes. And I got a whole bunch of stamps that we're going to be using to basically, you know, pretty them up. So basically what we're going to do is something that I've shared with you guys before, and we're just going to do some stamping. And basically I'm trying to figure out which way I'm going to lay, which way they're going to fold out. Okay, so I'm gonna try to do like 2 at a time. And we're gonna do some inking, and we're gonna pick them up, and we're gonna dry them, and then we're gonna do some stamping, and we're gonna do a whole bunch of fun stuff. It's probably gonna get really, really messy, you guys. So bear with me. Hello, hello, Julia. How are you doing, love? Okay. Hold on, my notifications are going crazy. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and basically grab some inks, and the colors that I've pulled out is kind of like this brownish kind of color, and then this kind of goldish bronzy kind of color from Lindsay, and then this one right here, which is from Deco Art, and it's like a turquoise color. So I'm gonna try to like add just little bits here and there, and I'm gonna pull a whole bunch of elements. Let me pull some tags out as well. because I might as well use up as much of this liquid as I possibly can while I can. These I'm thinking about decorating. So I'm going to pull out all of those because I think those will pull out the color nicely. So this is basically what we're going to do. I'm going to see however I can get this color out. So I'm just going to wet my brush and put some of that color in there. And I'm going to create quite a pool of this because we're going to need quite an amount. Well, that's good. And I do apologize for my sniffles, you guys. It's going to happen without me realizing that I'm sniffling all over the place. It's kind of like an involuntary vacuum, so I do apologize for that in advance because I know that sound can be very annoying. All right, so let me just go ahead and just drop a little bit of color here and there. And then I'm going to spray with a little bit of water. I'm just going to kind of mix it in together just a little bit. Thank you, love. I hope so. I didn't get it as bad as Hassan did, but I do feel crummy. I think the fact that I started taking like medication right away really helped out. So let's start with that one. Whoa. Oh, I have stuff in here. I have little tag things, little tabs. So that. And these are all going to be a little different, kind of like jelly printing in a way. And we're just going to continue to do that. And let me get the water. Okay. And let's basically allow that to kind of travel. And then we're going to be probably applying a little bit of distressed ink, or we're going to be applying some ink directly to the envelopes here and there. Okay, so that's two. Let's go ahead and do some of these tags. That's pretty. Incorporate more of that gold in there. That's nice. Kind of like steak colors almost. We're going to try to use them all up. We're going to use up all this ink because we kind of have to, right? Use up all this yummy, yummy shimmer. All right, let's go ahead and heat dry this just a little bit. And then apply some more and keep moving forward. And to this, I am going to start spraying over them just to give it more color. So we're basically going to dry this a little bit. And I'm only saturating it because I'm drying it as I'm going. So don't leave it there wet because it's going to mess up your whole thing. And you guys know I'm a very messy crafter, right? So hopefully none of this is shocking. There we go. And we're not going to dry them all the way down. We're just going to dry them enough that I can start kind of putting them together and they're not going to stick to each other. And we're going to keep going. And every time we do a new batch, we're going to reincorporate the old batch. And I'll show you guys what I mean. So that somehow they all kind of look uniform. And I don't know how many of these I'm going to make. I'm just going to make a whole bunch of them. Because what I don't use today, I can always use in another project later on. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and stack this again. They're not all the way dry. That's okay. We're going to keep moving. On what, Julia? On the papers, I used 3 inks. There's kind of turquoise colored one, this chocolatey one, and then this goldish one right here. And we're going to pull a couple more out, and we're going to continue to do the same thing. I've pulled out 3. We're just going to add some of this color here. Kind of separates with each other. That's the Deco Art and the Lindsay. They kind of almost look like they work like alcohol inks in a way. Like when you put them together, that's interesting to see. Let's have some fun here, right? Let's add some in the center and see if we could do something like an alcohol trick. That would be cool, right? Who knew that Lindsay and Deco Art together would do something like this? You saw it first. Hopefully, I don't know. I have no idea. Could be that you saw it first here. Maybe. It's very dark. But it's very pretty. Can you see the gold shimmers on it? It's very dark, but it's very pretty. Let's get another one. And let me add some more of that. Ooh, very nice. Very, very nice. Let's do another one. Yes, I am going to stamp on them. You know it. Let's do some tags with whatever's left over. There. See what else I can pick up. You guys know I'm going to use some stamping. I have to. We got to make these complete. I haven't really worked on ephemera in a while. Let me see what else I can use up over here. Little pieces of paper. This one has like little ledger lines. We got to use this stuff up. Ooh, pretty. Pretty, pretty. All right, let's go ahead and dry this baby up as best as we can. I'm going to pull out some other sprays and just kind of throw everything around. These are some of the other things that we had there. And we're just going to basically toss all of this stuff on here. And I'm going to spray some other colors on there, just because I can. And I'm going to pull out the Cockabell's Coral by Lindsay. This is kind of like a pinkish, it's kind of like a pinkish something or the other. And we're just gonna do that like that, right? Let's go back in with some of this yumminess. Put this little peak up there because we don't know what's gonna show at the end of the day. I don't really know how I'm gonna be adding these, but we're gonna be adding them. They're just the perfect width. We're gonna probably cut them down to size to suit our needs, but other than that, I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of this paint everywhere because why not? Why not? Right? It's time to really have some fun making these books. And what better fun than to create some ephemeras and some tags and just different components that are gonna go inside, right? That's where the real magic happens. Thank you, thank you. Yes, a lot of messy fun. Yes, I'll be on again on Saturday at 7 p.m., which is my normal day, but I've implemented Wednesdays into my normal schedule as well. So Wednesdays, you guys are gonna see me working on things like this. It'll be lap books, journals, you know, things to go with them, like tags, you know, embellishments, things of that nature. Anything and everything that has to do with the components of a lap book, the things that go inside of one. And all of that stuff will be handled on Wednesday. And you'll get notices, pictures behind the scene, updates on through the Facebook group. So the link is in the description area if you're interested in checking that out or being a part of that. I do welcome you to join us. We are a very small group right now, and you do have to request to be in it. But definitely feel free to check it out. So we're almost there, you guys. Almost there. I just want to make sure that these fragile little envelopes are nice and dry because I am going to be adding some paper inside. So just to, you know, give them that little bit of extra support, especially for ones like this that are really cheap and thin. But we're going to get it going, you guys. You'll see. You'll see. We have a whole bunch of stuff there. And it gives it such a nice sound. I think what I'm going to add in here is probably some parchment paper. We'll see. I do have a roll of parchment paper that I've been kind of itching to play with, and I haven't really done it yet. So maybe I'll add it in here to kind of seal these off. Look at that yummy texture. That's what's awesome about wetting them and then drying them. You get so much beautiful texture. And it's kind of like drying a pair of pants. You know, you dry one leg and then you dry the other. You guys know the hustle. You've all done it before. Put the blow dryer in the bottom of the one leg. Just to get the pants dry. Kind of like that. Especially when you're in a hurry, right? That blow dryer is magnificent. And it's multitasking and multi-talented. All right. So pretty good, pretty good. I'm just making sure that these are nice and dry before I put them to the side because I am going to be adding more things to them. And I want to make sure that they're sturdy enough to handle it. So I'm just going to dry these off very quickly. If you're watching this later on after the live is over, feel free to fast forward to this. I'm not doing this no more. Once I put this down, then you know, okay, she's going to be doing something else for a while. So we're just going to dry this until it's nice. These are perfect for like a sea-themed journal. Look how pretty that looks. Doesn't that look like beach and sand? Like, beautiful. It almost looks like an acrylic pour. Almost. Okay. Focus on these envelopes. We're almost there. We got quite a few done in a quick amount of time. If you do it that way, you'll cover a lot of ground in no time. Okay. We're almost there, you guys. Almost there. Just making sure nothing is stuck to my glass mat here. And drawing that all the way through and through. And now we're going to add some stamping to these and see where we take it from there. If I need more, I'll probably do more after, you know, on my off time, since I do have to come back and share with you guys the process of the covers. That'll be the last thing that we do for this book. So I think that's good enough. So let's go ahead and work on some stamping. And we'll create more elements as we need. But let's hook these up first before we start biting on more than we can chew. Let's start playing with these and getting these ready, right? Yeah, C themes, anything. I totally agree. All right. So my thing is messy. You guys know that I don't mind that, right? I always clean it. Every time I start my video, it's always clean. So I do get that done. No worries there. No worries there. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 for right now is good enough. We have quite a few sections in there, so we can at least add 1 per section to at least give you guys the idea of where I'm trying to go with this and what I'm trying to do. Most likely, if I add 3 on the outside, I'm probably going to add 3 on the inside as well. So I'll probably end up just making 1 more of these, and then I'll be able to have 1 for every single side and every single section that I want. So we have a few different stamps here. And basically, I pulled out a lot of different floral type themes. I pulled out a lot of different fonts. I even got some words from, I even pulled out the little Tim Holtz ideology one. It's got the tiny little phrases. What is it called? It's called Small Talk. So I got this out just in case I wanted to add like extra little verb, you know, phrases and stuff in there. I thought that would be cool. So we're going to go ahead and do some stamping. We're going to do some stamping everywhere. And I have a whole bunch of these stamps, you guys. And when I sort out my stamps, well, at least how I was doing it before I had any real knowledge of organizations of your craft supplies, I thought that you store stamps the same way you store your fruits and your vegetables in your cupboard, right? Peas with peas, carrots with carrots, corn with corn. So I took out all my stuff from all my packaging, and now I do recognize some brands, I do recognize some things, but I have no clue, for the most part, what's what. So goals for 2020 moving forward is never, ever, 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 ever throw out your packaging. Keep your stuff where it came. Okay, take the price up if you want to. That's on you. Keep the packaging. So, lesson learned. Lessons learned. Because although I do have my stuff organized in a way that if I want flowers, I just pull out all my stamps that have flowers. If I want, you know, animals, I pull out all my stamps that have animals. That works well as well. But when it comes to people asking you, hey, what stamp did you use? I messed up in that department. So, yes, you guys, I do admit it. I do admit it. So, let's go ahead and get this party started, right? So, we're going to need a stamp block. And like I said, I do have other pieces here and there that we're going to be adding to the envelopes themselves. So, some of the stuff is going to go in the envelopes. You know, we're going to figure all of that stuff out. I'm going to try not to keep you guys too long, but I don't want to make it so short that I leave out everything, basically. So I think for time's sake, I'm going to work on 3 envelopes. I'm going to pick out the 3 that I'm going to work. I'm going to work on these 3 envelopes. And then I'll try to do the same thing with 3 tags and 3 of this, 3 of that, 3 of that, so that you guys can at least see where I'm going with this. So they're all going to be facing the same for the most part. Where's my book? Don't you just love that sound? I love that sound. It doesn't sound like that regularly. See? But once you wet it, oh my God. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. I'm such a torn crafter, you guys. Oh my goodness. All right. So this is what I did for the ones that didn't see the previous video. If you want to see basically what I used, then you can check out that video. This is all my DIY paste, you guys. It's the same kind of stuff that I do every single time on Saturday when I go live and I do my mixed media. It's my own DIY paste. Love it. Super chalky, super thick, just how I like it. Nice and smooth. Perfect. So I'm going to put this. I'm going to try to figure out which way I'm going to be opening this so that I know how I'm going to, how I'm going to put my wording and my stamps and stuff like that. So as you guys can see, this is pretty perfect, but I'm not going to use it as a whole. I don't think. I think what I might do, maybe I'll do that for the next one since making the covers is not going to take me too long. Maybe I'll work on some other envelopes that I'm going to do in a different style for that one. to fill in some of the other spaces, and I'm gonna leave them long, and I'm gonna show you guys what I'm gonna do with them. But for this one, I think I'm gonna cut these in half actually, but not so much in half, as more of like at an angle. So let's go ahead and close this off. I'm gonna use these exactly as they are. I'm gonna turn them into pockets. Hi Lisa, how are you, love? Hola, hola, hello. Hello, hello, Liz. How are you, love? Welcome, welcome. Welcome to my show. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and grab some scissors that have some type of edge to them. And I'm like I said, I'm going to do this at an angle. This is going to give me 6 pockets right here. So I wouldn't even have to do any more of these if I didn't want to. So I'll just probably save the other 2. Maybe if we have time today, then I'll show you what I was talking about earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these kind of like at an angle. So I've put all of the flaps in the same direction. And we're just going to basically have a decorative edge. And I'm trying to think which way do I want to do this. Do I want to do this straight? I think I want to do this straight. And we're going to try to do this, you guys. If it comes out messed up, I'll just call it distressed, and we're going to keep it moving. So let's see if I have a eureka moment. Let's see. Come on, give it to me. There we go. All right, almost a eureka moment, kind of, almost. So we have here some angled pockets now. Super, super simple. While these are still open, we're going to go ahead and slide some paper in there. And like I said, I think now I'm going to leave the parchment paper to do with the other one, not with these. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some paper so that I can just kind of put that in there just to reinforce them a little bit. So I'm going to get my paper trimmer out, and I'm going to get 2 pieces of cardstock. Yes, I am. I'm getting better. I just got the sniffles, you know. It's not so much as well. It's the sniffles. My nose is kind of like, you know, stuffed. But we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. So I'm just going to slide this in there just to get the width of it, right? And then I'm going to just kind of like, yep, I'm just going to kind of mark that there and then cut it out. Cut it out all in one line. And we're going to see what we're going to get. Thank you. I've been trying to take it easy. Have not been overexerting myself too much. He got better before he gave it to me. Long story short, he gave it to me. It's a hand-me-down. I don't want it. I wish I could give it back, but he won't take it. So I'm stuck with it for right now. Is it this one? Yeah, right? It's this one. All right. So basically, now that we have that, all we got to do is just kind of follow this little edge right here. And I'm going to make the edge just a little bit higher, just to give it kind of like a little decorative edge. Just a little bit, right? I'm going to add some glue to this, and then we're going to put that right back in there. And hopefully I did this enough. Okay. Let's see. Do I want to put it there? That's what I want to go in here. Yeah, I think I'm going to glue it from the top. I'm going to glue it from the top. You can, thank you. You can always cut 2 of these if you want to put one in the front and one in the back, and then you can kind of have them, like fishtails kind of looking in opposite directions. But I'm not going to do that because I have been working on this journal while I have not been feeling well. So this is not going to be given to anybody. This is going to be a keeper. It's like a prototype. So since it will be for me, I'm going to skip that extra step. But feel free to do it on both sides or with decorative paper or whatever you wish. The perks of marriage, you guys, right? When they get sick, you get sick. And vice versa, because plenty of time I done got him sick throughout the years. Usually I'm the one that gets sick. He's actually the one that hardly ever gets sick. So it was very shocking to hear him with the sniffles. Okay, so let's just go ahead and rub that glue out. Close this baby up. This is gonna get glued on the back, but before we glue that, we are going to start stamping it and stuff of that nature. And stuff of that nature, you guys, and in that order. All right, so let's see. Let's grab the other half. You know how these paper trimmers are, right, you guys? So let's just take a little hairline off of here to confuse it into thinking that it's actually straight. Right? Like this is and I was like, oh no, at the beginning of the year too. No bueno. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and again just cut a little over it, just so that I can have a little bit. And not that this is a C themed anything or the other, but it's just to give it a little bit of an edge, right? Why not? We have it there, we might as well use it. And I'm super excited because I'm gonna be working on my very first junk journal. Yes, you guys, that long-awaited moment of facing my fears has come. And I'm gonna be working on a junk journal. Oh my goodness, super excited. It's part of Dream It, Imagine It Create's Facebook group, which I'm part of, and I'm super excited because it's gonna be like a total mystery. So I cannot wait to see like everything. Oh my god, it's gonna be so much fun. I cannot wait to share that with you guys as well, because you know I'm gonna share it, right? You know I'm gonna share it. All right, so we got 2 so far. Not bad, not bad. Kimosabi, not bad. So super cute in the opposite direction. So you can put one on each side if you want, and you can put one, skip one, put one, skip one. You know, you guys know the drill, right? So let me go ahead and do these 2. I might as well do the next 2. I'll do 4 of them, but I'm only gonna use 3. Let me go ahead and mark this again. I'll be working on the rest of these after the live. This will help me get my adrenaline back down. Oh, you did? Oh, that's when my phone went off. Okay. Well, we can talk about it after I finish my live if you want. Okay, let's see. Let me put this on. I need to put that up there. I didn't do anything wrong. Doesn't need to go up there. You can also you got like decorative paper, but that would be overkill. But you know what I mean. You can also do with decorative paper if you wanted to. So let me go ahead and put this in here. It's a lot easier to kind of cut the paper to fit the envelope when you can actually put the paper inside the envelope to cut it. Did I do this too thick? As always, by a hairline, but maybe it'll fold over just fine. It's okay, it'll just give it texture. All right, let me not worry too much about that. See what happens when the OCD starts to kick in. It's like, no, it's 1/8 of an inch off. You must correct it. And then you spend 3 hours trying to fix it, and then you mess it up, so you gotta do it all over again and spend 5 hours doing it all over again. Yeah. But that should be fun. My very first time. Hopefully it's not too much different than what I'm doing now, and then it'll feel like home. For me, usually the most scary part is the scale of the project. But I think with the way things are broken down, it actually makes it very easy for me. So I should be more than enough time. Aww. That's the worst. For some reason, it's almost like we can handle it a lot better. And since they're not used to getting sick, to them it's like culture shock almost. It's like what? But yeah, mine's not hardly ever gets sick. And I mean, oh my god, I don't recall honestly when was the last time that he was sick, like that. Like he was really really bad. That's why I had to cancel my life. I was like, no, I gotta take care of baby. He was getting worse and worse as the day was getting as the day was moving forward, and that's even on medication. I was like, dang it. What in the fashizzle is happening here? And then 2 days later, he's like, oh, I feel great. And then the next day, I'm like, oh, shit. Excuse me. Because that's what I was feeling like at that point in time. Dang it, I can't breathe. No, he caught me. All right, so let me go ahead and do these. Oh, you guys. See what happens when I get excited? All right, so all kinds of crazy stuff starts flying out the handle. All right, so let me get my little block. And let me see how I'm going to put these. I have two opposing. Okay. And let's see. I'm also going to get my little bucket of stamps. I keep a lot of my loose stamps in a bucket, especially because when I do like mixed media and stuff like that, it's just easy to, it's more inspirational for me to rummage through these little loose ones than to go through like the actual whole thing. So I have a lot of them here. They just serve like texture purposes, things of that nature. So I'm just gonna pull a few of them. Some of them are even broken and I still use them just because, hey, if I will buy a stamp that looks looks cracked and crackled, why would I not keep my stamp that's already cracked and crackled, right? So like, hello, coupon. So, I'm just saying, we buy stuff that looks distressed when all of our stuff is distressing on its own. So like, I don't know. I'm just saying, guys, facts are facts. So once it gets to that distress point, I call it mixed media supply. Hello, can I get an amen? Thank you very much. So let me go ahead and add some textures. This is just like different fonts. This is a Prima one. Yes, this is the Tonic Studios. What I did is I put electrical tape all around my edges to give it like a matte separation, even though, but just kind of like to separate my spaces. I just ran tape all around the edges. That's why it looks a little bit different. But this is the Tonic Studio, the Tim Hart ones. Yes, and this is why we gotta save whenever we can save. So every now and then we could give ourselves a little treat, a little pat on the back. I'm a living, walking coupon hunter. Okay. I will look for that savings everywhere. So here I'm just gonna go ahead and start kind of just adding a little bit of texture here and there. Oh, you see my glasses move? Oh, so this is an animated series, you guys. It's not just my hands moving now. There's a little pair of hidden eyes. Googly eyes, that song says. Yes. The only perfection I strive for is in my art. Everything else is just part of the chaotic process. So I'm just adding a little bit of stuff here and there. I am unapologetically messy. Yes, I am. Let's see. Let's get this pretty little bird. Hey, little bird. Let's see what we can do with your little bird. And, well, I shared it on my Facebook. I think that I shared it. I don't know if I shared it in my group, to be honest with you, but I did share it on my Facebook page. I have a goal, you guys, to stop half you know what and get things done. But every now and then I forget step 2 and 3. So we're right back at the beginning. It happens, you guys. It happens. So just bear with me, you guys. Bear with me. Rock with me, my people. Rock with me. Let's see. Let's put a butterfly on one of them. This pretty one. Even with the Tim Holtz mat, I can't keep my area clean. And this is supposed to help me. That was the purpose. There's the reason why I got it. I'm like, yes, I'm going to be super organized. I'm going to have my little space. Look at all this stuff. It's supposed to be a grid, a protective grid that stops the stuff from spilling over. But, I don't know. I guess it helps if you don't start with all the stuff on it to begin with, right? Oh, thank you, love. I appreciate that. It's a hit and miss, but I still come back and I still keep doing it. And with a smile on my face, too. All right, so let's see. What else do we have here? Oh, I like this one, botanical tea. Even though it's not really botanical, but in essence, it kind of is. I think these look really pretty, the way they're coming out. And I'm stamping all into everything because it's all one at this point. And it's nice and sturdy. The front is, once you glue the back to the backing, that if you glue it nicely, you shouldn't have to reinforce that. But if you want to cover up the way the inside looks, especially if you have like grid lines and you don't like it, then feel free to do it. Well, my ink, there it is. There it is. I found it. With me, you guys, what you see is what you get, I'm literally like this all the time. On and off of here. I think this is looking gorgeous. Even if I do say so myself. And I'm so glad that I kept on going because I put a poll and I asked people, should I give this thing up or should I keep going? Everybody said, girl, finish what the heck you started. And I said, you know what? Yup, I'm going to do it. And here we are. And I'm so happy that I kept moving forward because I'm really liking how it's looking. And again, it's not about getting the perfect stamped image. That doesn't really... It's not even really about that. Again, we're putting fragments here and there. So if your images don't come out necessarily how you want them, just keep adding more fragments of different stuff and just make it a whole collage of fragments. You'll be good to go. It'll be all right. Let me cover this for a second while I see what other phrases I add. I'm going to add more stamping to that. Over to find. I like that. Over to find the... To find the what? That is the question. You know what? I'll let whoever reads this answer that question. So I'm going to put that there. Over to find something. He's on the branch. What is he looking for? Who knows? Could it be his friend? Could it be his mother? Who knows? We don't know. We have no idea. I want to make nice things. Let's see. What else? What else? Be awesome today. Yes, just like a butterfly. Short time span here, but beautiful from beginning to end. And let's see. What else? What else? What else? Botanical tea. And I'm going to put this one in black. And I'm going to put where it says take risks. Just as a reminder that if you don't take risks in life, you don't get nowhere. So let's keep on stamping. Let's go ahead and add this little ruler piece right here. Thank you, love. I always try. I always try. All right, so let's see. Let's go ahead and add some of this. And again, I'm trying to keep them all somewhat relatively married to each other. That's kind of what I like to call it, like a happy little union. So I tend to try to repeat certain little patterns here and there. Nothing too major. Let's see what else we have here that we can use. Maybe this little flower pattern. Where's my block? Here it is. Let me add this little flower here and there and just see how I like it. Maybe I like it, maybe I don't. But let's see. Oh, I do like it. What is there not to like? What? What is there not to like? Love it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm only going to put the one there because, like, I love it. I love that flower. Oh my goodness, where you been hiding all this time? You need to go in my little box of loose stamps. Were you in my box of loose? No, you weren't. You weren't. You were packaged. You were hidden. No. I need a wall of stamps. I need to just like plaster my whole wall with all my stamps so that I can see them, kind of go through them like a visual encyclopedia. And let's see. I can show you what these are looking like. I lost my mind. Yes. I might have, but I don't think it happened now. I think it happened a while ago. Doesn't that look pretty? Yes, I loves it. I loves it. You don't even have to do more to this if you don't want to. Like, these are ready to go, right? All with Dollar Tree envelopes, you guys. I didn't cover the back because we're gluing the back, so the back is irrelevant. The back is irrelevant right now. So we got these. Let's work on some of the other stuff that I went ahead and stamped out, inked up. Let's work on some of these things. Now, I did cut these kind of small. I have no idea why, but they were scraps, and I was like, let's see what we can do with them. So I'm going to put those to the side for right now. I'm going to focus. This looks really pretty as well. I might add something in here. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I think I like it like that. I might just distress the edges, kind of tear them up a little bit, just stick it in there like that. So I'm not going to worry too much about that, but I am going to work on these little tags because I've been wanting to play with these tags for quite some time. And I have quite an assortment of different flowers that I would like to play with here. And that's really the reason why I brought these little flower stamps out. Thank you. You missed a lot of what? You didn't miss anything. It's on you. If it's about my videos, it's on YouTube. You can watch them at any time and at any pace. That's the awesomeness. That at any given time you feel like you're stuck in a funk, you could just click any video. And it doesn't matter what it is. You're going to find some form of inspiration that's going to lead you somewhere. And before you know it, you'll be creating something magnificent. When I'm in a mixed media funk, I don't just watch mixed media. I watch whatever, a little bit of everything. And out of that little bit of everything, usually something amazing happens. Isn't that pretty? I love it. You don't even have to color the flowers. It's already colored. The background is covered. So you don't even have to go crazy doing that, which is awesome. And again, I didn't go full botanical, but I did pull out a lot of botanical. Oh, all the inking that I did. Oh, yes. Oh, that, yeah. Basically, all I did was put ink on the glass surface. This is why it's all messy right now. So I put different inks in there. I put this deco art. It's like an acrylic spray. It's like a turquoise color. And some Lindsay's I used Opal Sea Oats as well as a little bit. Well, not for that part. For that part, all I used was that and my own little DIY mix, which is pH Martins with a little bit of water and a little bit of iridescent medium. And I mixed it all together and I made this brown with some brown paint. So that's what that is. And then I just put it there, splashed it around. They kind of had a reaction to each other, so they kind of separated. And it came out really, really cool. Kind of almost like how the inking, when they play with the alcohol inks, kind of like that. Yes, it is. And I have to get better at doing that. Because my process tends to be so long, you guys. Like, for those of you that have been around for a while, you know, you've been around in the eras when I was going live for 3 hours, 4 hours, 4.5 hours. Like, I was going live for a really long time. And although it was like the most amazing, magnificent time, like I loved every single second of it, I just felt like it's so long. And for somebody who's trying to learn to do some of the things that I'm showing, I don't know if they have 5 hours. That's like going to school, you know, when they're watching it on a playback. When you're live, it's different because you're there, you know, the energy's there. Everybody's interacting, so it's fun. But when you're watching it on a playback, it's like, oh, holy Moses. I won't even watch it. I'll be skipping. Like, no, I couldn't do it. So, you know, I get it. So I try to somehow restrict the timing and still have that same freedom of creation, but in smaller intervals. I like that. I like that. I like that so much. Oh my God, I love it, love it, love it. Love it, love it, love it, you guys. I love it. Let me see what I have here. Oh, I have this humongous rose here. I used to do a lot of eBay hauls and shares back in the day. So that's where a lot of these stamps came from. And that's another reason why I ended up having to switch up my whole style of storing them, because they just became so much. I was doing so many hauls, shares, and reviews that like I was running out of space to put stuff in. And my crafting space was a lot smaller back then. It's a lot bigger now, so you know, I'm able to store better and organize a little bit better. But back then it was small, so I had to like compound everything together and try to put things in categories of what they are as opposed to where they came from or who made them. And now I'm like kicking myself for doing that, honestly. Yes, that paper trim is nice. But I was just thinking of how many paper trimmers we're gonna have. Like, it'll be nice if he did the one trimmer with different blades that you can switch the blades out. I haven't watched it yet, so I don't know if that's something that's actually a feature of it. I might get a comment down below that says Carmen. That's exactly what it does. If that's the case, my bad. I didn't watch it yet, so I just saw the picture. So I'm just hoping that that's something that he's thinking about, if that's not what he's already doing. So that it can be like the scissors, but we can just store our blades in a little box and just keep all of our blades there. And depending on the edge we want, we just pull a blade out. As opposed to having to buy a whole bunch of things like the We Are Memory Keepers, you know, this for this for that for that. Only to end up with a does it all tool. And now we're all looking at this pile of plastic that we done purchased throughout the years. Like, dang it, what the heck I'm gonna do with you? I got this one thing that does everything all 15 of you do. So yeah. I got a little moon, cute little moon there. But it is super cool. And I think for like mass production, especially for like journal makers and stuff like that, that's gonna be a must-have for sure. Because we all love that distressed kind of look, right? I had a little moon there, but I'm not gonna add any moon anywhere else. I don't think so. So let's see what else I have here. Oh, cute little hummingbird. And it literally says hummingbirds. Okay. Let's see. Well, let's put this straight at least. Let's try to put this straight. Yeah. Oh, and panic. I'm sure that's in the works already with these people. Before we even think that we have an idea for a product, like literally we think it into existence, and 2 weeks later, it's on they're making an ad for it. So like, I don't know. But hopefully, if he does it, you know, he'd be like, hey, you know, I heard that from Carmen, you know, Elemental Designs. Yeah, you know, she came up with a great idea. Kudos to her. And I'm gonna be like, thank you, Tim. Thank you. I'm glad you was listening. I appreciate the support. Let's see. Oh, love it. Look how cute. I got a little tiny moon in there, and then the little hummingbird. And this is how you go about making your own stuff, you guys. And you see a whole bunch of crafters doing all kinds of beautiful different ephemeras. It's like, oh my goodness. For me, I have to totally be in the mood to do stuff like that. Because again, my mind is always on pick up the paintbrush, pick up the paintbrush. Girl, what you gonna paint? That's where my mind's always at. So for it to switch over to the other side takes a little while. It takes me a minute to get there. But I do get there. You know how much that's gonna cost? Just on that alone. Just on that alone. It should be free to register ideas and inventions. It should cost money to manufacture them and free to submit them. So there's a registry. I don't understand why they charge me to register my idea. Like, why? It was free when I thought about it. It should be free to save it. All right. I put this humongous butterfly on top of this cute little flower. There we go. Let's add some different patterns here and there, and I think we're going to be done with these. And then we're going to stick some of these in there, and then we'll see what else we do. That way we don't waste too much time doing the same repetitive stuff. And we keep it kind of going, because that's kind of like the whole premise of this lap book. I know that, you know, a lot of people share, you know, that they're crafting along, and everybody's kind of crafting along. I haven't got to that part yet, you guys. I'm trying to get better organized to be able to get there. So for right now, I'm just going to be sharing with you guys like little bits and pieces of what it's taking me to create whatever book it is that I'm making. And if you're so inclined to, if you're inspired to do something similar or take little bits and pieces of ideas from here and there to create your own, then I more than welcome you to do so. I don't patent none of this stuff, you guys. We've all been doing it for a long, long time. So feel free to share and to create. I am A-OK. So just adding a little bit of texture here and there. I try not to take myself too seriously, guys. Like that. Let me see the other one. Where is the other one right here? Let's see the other one. Come over here. I need you over here, man. Why are you over there? Let's see. All right. So that's basically that. So now let's start implementing some of the stuff in the actual book itself. One day I'll get there. I know that at some point in time, it'll be like the eureka moment for real, for real. And all the stars are going to line themselves up perfect. And it's going to be my time to do what I got to do. And it shall get done. But right now, I'm just enjoying the ride without expecting much, but to have fun while I'm doing it. As long as it's still fun to do it. And I'm cool with that. All right, so we have some tags here. Let's go ahead and grab our book. I do want to distress this a little bit. I did go ahead and pull out the distress beforehand, so I'm not knocking all my inks over. I've had these inks for years, and I have not re-inked them once. One day, I'm going to, like, exhaust myself trying to get ink off of these things, and it's just not going to happen. These things last quite some time. And I bought these off of a D-Stash used already here on YouTube. And it was the best buy I ever did. And I guess she must have had them for a long time because she gave it away, basically. It was like real cheap. I don't want to take away all of the white because I do like the brightness in them. But I am going to just kind of add a little bit here and there. Yes, I have quite a few of them. But you know what's funny? That out of all the colors that I have, The one color that I don't have in neither one is black. And that's the one that every now and then I'm like, dang it, I wish I had some black. I gotta get that. That's gonna be one of the first things that I buy when I go haul it next time again. It's gonna be the black distress. The black distress and the black oxide. I love how these came out. It has a beautiful watercolor effect. And it even looks like I've got different colors going on. I mean, I do have different colors, but even though it's like all kind of like this bluish, greenish kind of color, you can see like, it just looks like clouds up here. I'm just going to say it like that. It just looks so nice. It looks layered. Like there's different tones of the same color happening, even though it's all different colors all together. I have no idea if you guys understand what I'm trying to say, but just bear with me, you guys. Just bear with me. It'll all make sense someday. All right, so I didn't do anything to the backs. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, because if I want to write in it, then I can just use the backs to write in it and just keep it in there. If I want to use the tags themselves as little journaling spots, then it is basically perfect for that as well. So, all right, I didn't do anything on this one because I have no idea what I'm going to do on this front cover. So since I don't know what I'm going to do on this front cover, on this inside part of the cover, I didn't know if I was going to bridge them together somehow, so I left it alone. So I'm going to skip that. And I'm going to pull this part out and just see kind of where the theme of the envelope kind of fits in play. If it fits, if it doesn't fit, I'll move over to another section. This has ladies in it, and it has like different flowers, but it has women in it. So I'm gonna see if I can find maybe the one with the butterfly, maybe right in between those two right there. And actually, I think I'm gonna round these corners off right here, even though I know it's gonna create a space. I don't mind the space so much. I mean, I'm not gonna be pouring glitter in there, so nothing should be falling out. So I'm not going to worry too much about that, but I'm going to round off these corners here in the bottom, and I'm just going to distress them. So they are going to be open. I'm just going to double check them right now. Just make sure that even though they're open, they're not going to tear apart on me. So let me just do that real quick, and then I'm going to glue this in place. You could use double-sided tape if you want, whatever floats your boat. And let's just make sure that I didn't get any glue on that inside edge, because that's not what I'm trying to glue down. So I'm not going to do it all the way too close to the bottom, and I'm going to make sure that I'm not on that fold or on this fold here. And let me just use something. I bought the oxides on a Joann sale. They were like really cheap. I think they were like $3 for each of them, and I thought that was like an amazing deal at that point. I don't know if it's still considered an amazing deal now, but for how much they were when they first came out, I bought as many as I could, and as long as I had change in that card, I went back until I got a few of them. I didn't get all of them. I have maybe like 10 of them, but I have the colors that I mostly would use. So I'm cool with it. The only one that I'm really missing right now is like the black. So let's see. Well, I'm going to add some words into these, right? Because I might as well add some words. So this one says be awesome today. So let's see what we pair that one up with, so that the tag actually makes some sense. Live each day, be awesome today. So basically, stop worrying about tomorrow, forget about yesterday, and just be awesome today. Today will eventually turn into tomorrow. So if you're awesome every single day, then guess what? You're always awesome, right? Love it. So be awesome today. That's our first little tag for in there. And I'll come back and add more stuff, like I said. We'll see, kind of like ephemera-wise, what we have here that we can use. Will that look good in there? Piece of music paper. And this is all from a DCWV paper pad. And I'm going to try to center that somehow. Where's my scissors? Thank you. Yes, it's very compact, and at the same time, if you really want to extend it all the way out, you're going to have a lot of room to add pictures and all kinds of fun stuff in here if you do it right. See, I mistakenly made the spine a little too short. So if I make this style of book again, I will totally make the spine just at least a half an inch wider than what this one is, because this one didn't give me much room. It was just enough room, put it like that. It was just enough room to, okay, everything's trying to follow me. It was just enough room to kind of basically put the signatures in. And I sewed the signatures in super simply. Nothing very fancy. I hand sewed everything. So we have our little tag here. So let me just go ahead and round these edges off in the bottom, just because everything seems to be rounded off. And maybe later on at my leisure, or at my own discretion, I should say, I'll probably take these out and start spraying them as I make other, the other tags and the other pockets and stuff. I'll probably start adding more colors to these. Let's see what else we have that maybe I can glue on here to just make it pretty, right? Oh, maybe this one will go nicely in there. And then where's the little tag that I made? That's not it. It disappeared. I lost it already. I lost it. Why? There it is. Don't get lost on me. Oh, love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. So we have that. And let me see. And again, I didn't add anything to the texture page. I asked in the video if you guys wanted me to color, but nobody made any comments. I don't even think I really got any comments in on that video, to be honest. So I just went ahead and decided to leave it white. If I feel later on like changing it up or distressing it a little bit, then I'll do it then. But I kind of like the pop of white, kind of like just, it's like a slap in your face. It's like, look at me, I'm so bold and I'm all over the place. So I kind of like that. So let's see. So let's go ahead and just add little bits of things here and there. At the end of the day, how you ultimately decorate this is completely going to be to your personal style. Right? It looks nice. Like and this is the first time that I've kind of done something so bold with the pages of one of my journals or one of my books that I've made. Usually I leave this kind of stuff for mixed media. And if I stencil with ink or maybe even with paint, but never like that. Never so bold and in your face. Like here it is. And so everywhere. It's like whoosh. It's like somebody left Carmen alone with the paste and she went crazy. Okay. And okay, so I kind of like that. I think that looks really cute. Let's go ahead and add more in other places. So let's go to the second section. I need to add more glue up here. And later on, like I'll go through like my little stickers, like little die cuts, little things here and there, and I'll just see like what fits in there. If there's any little phrases that fit in there and stuff like that, and I'll try to get those in. So let's go into another section. Look how pretty this one is. Like, oh my God. I think I'm going to do the one with the bird here. This one. Right there on that one, right? I think that looks really, really pretty. And I made clouds, you guys, with the I can't control myself, you guys. Even when I'm playing with paper, I'm still like trying to figure out ways like yeah, right. I think it's mostly because the paper's so dark. They're having a little bit of color. I might dull it down a little bit because it's a little too white. But I might just add a little something. Nothing too major. I will keep most of it, but I think I'm gonna try to dull it down a little bit with whatever's left or whatever's peaking. But first, I'm gonna add all the ephemera and see what's showing. If it's too much showing, then I might just kind of dull it down just a little bit. I love that crinkling sound. And I think in moving forward into this year, I think I am going to get more into doing paper projects, but I'm going to do them mixed media style. So I think it's the only way that I can really enjoy paper crafting as a in general, is only if I add paint. If I have a brush in my hand, you guys. And not a blending brush, like a real brush. Yeah, most likely it will change a little bit of how it looks. Hopefully not too much. Hopefully I still get to keep the essence of what it is that I'm trying to do. Look at this one. I like that. I like that right there. So let's just go ahead and distress that. And I'm going to glue that right into that background. But I'm only going to glue the center just in case I want to stick something else behind it or around it. I can still kind of play with it a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of glue that like that. And put that maybe like right there. And let's see. My plethora here of ephemeras. And see where we kind of go from here. Okay, let me Here we go. Let me cut this piece of this tag off. And let me just distress this a little bit. And kind of add this, I think, here. Yeah, I like that there. So I'm only gonna do this part of it here because I want to turn that into like a little tiny tuck spot. Then I can. Okay, let's see where else we go. Just going through random assortments of stuff. See where we end up kind of going with this. Yeah, kind of like that. All right, and then put that in there. And let's see. And let's see where else we go. Okay, so I kind of like that. And then as far as the tag, I can use this one with the hummingbird. And I gotta put a phrase in there. So where's my little word book that I keep losing? Oh, please do. I think in not this video, but the video before this one, I have the link there for the but it's basically series 2, episode 1, and it's a new day, I believe I called it, or it's gonna be called Pullout Book. It's because this is basically what this is, like a pullout, like a page pullout book. At least that's how I'm considering it for right now. So let's go ahead and add some verbiage. Remember the noun, make a wish, no, no, no. Be you bravely. Psst, don't get better than that. That's what I strive to do every day. Love it. And I'm going to put a little word in there. See what I can find. Be amazed. Right? Awesome sauce. When I pick stuff like this, I try to pick things that it's like I will tell myself, or like if it sounded like advice that I will tell somebody else. And that's usually how I pick, you know, these little things like this. So let me see if I can get a tag that I can cut the corners off of, that I can kind of use as my level, so that I can basically trim these off. I gotta get myself a tag punch or something that does like these. I mean, I have the punch boards, but who wants to pull that humongous thing out every single time? And I don't make tags unless I need them. So I'm not one to like bulk tag it, you know? I don't do those like that. Let me see. There we go. So because I don't bulk tag it, I kind of have it there, but I don't use it as much. Oh, I'm so happy you're loving it. That's what it's about. And like I said, I almost gave up on it. I'm so happy that I didn't, because I would have regretted it. I would have totally regretted it. And I've done that before so many times, you guys. It's not even funny. I have so many unfinished lap books. So many. It's not even funny because I'll start them and like halfway through, I'll get distracted because this is just the reality of my life. I'll get distracted and that's it for that. And this is why I told myself, I'm like, no, you're going to start a series because you're not going to jump in and jump out. And look, I try to switch up the project and you guys was like, no. And honestly, I respect you guys for that. Thank you so much. I'd rather you guys tell me was what than not tell me, you know? All right, so I really love this. And you could totally add stuff to these types of tags. I mean, these are just scraps. And like I said, this whole thing is about me killing these paper pads because I would like to, moving forward, use up all of these papers because a lot of these papers were impulse buys or they came from these stashes that I purchased that I would not have necessarily selected myself. So because of that, a lot of papers that I have are not papers that I really do care for. And I don't work with them as much. So because of that, they end up kind of just lingering, and then I end up wanting to buy more, but I don't buy more because then I feel like a hoarder. So I'm like, dang it. So I want to use a lot of these and actually give them purpose, even if they weren't, you know, my choice of selection. I still want to give them a reason to be. So I'm gonna do my best to use them up. Again, I'm only gonna glue the center. These make also perfect little tuck spots. Be amazed. And I should literally be gluing these, which I'll probably go over the rest of them and peel them off and just reglue them. Because I know that these are going to fall a lot. They're going to fall out. Okay. All right. So that's the thing with me. This is why like I don't have a lot of craft alongs when it comes to doing stuff like this because I like to make them as I'm creating. I get inspired as I go. So for me, it's like, you know, I have to build on the spot. So it makes it really hard for me to have like those kinds of crafting sessions where I can sit there and just make all this and make all that because I'll drive myself crazy. Especially if I don't end up using it right away. I'm just going to look at it and be like, why did I make so many? So I'd rather just do it like this. I hope that that's okay with you guys. Again, you know, you're not going to always have the complete step-by-step process, but I do hope that you get enough of what I'm doing, that it inspires you and motivates you to either get out of your crafty funk or get on your crafty you know what and get it going. Let me add a word in that space there just so that it's not empty. I know, but we collect and don't use, and that's my problem. I don't like doing that. It literally messes with my head. So this is like, I have this bad habit. Again, it all comes kind of down to what I did with the stamps. I have a really bad habit that whenever I purchase something, I have to automatically take it out of the wrapper. I have to use it. I have to stamp it at least once. I have to cut it. I have to use it at least once at that given moment in time. Because if I don't, then I feel like I'm just buying stuff just to buy stuff, and I don't want to do that. I don't like that. I like to buy stuff that I'm gonna use. And then what ends up happening is that I'll end up using it, and I'll use it once or I'll use it twice, and then I won't use it again for a long time. And to me, that's like such a turn off when it comes time to like buying stuff. It's like, oh, what are you gonna do with it? Name me 5 projects right now that you're gonna do. Like I literally quiz myself before I actually spend the money on something. And if I can name at least 5 different ways that I'm gonna use that thing at that point in time, I don't even buy it. Bye, Julia. Thanks for being here, love. Thank you. Thank you. I think the little pop of blue really does a lot for it. So I kind of like that. So here we have some of the little ephemera pieces. And again, a few items, and it doesn't add too much bulk, but just remember the more stuff you add, the more bulk you're going to create. So, you know, be careful how you do that. All right, so we have, I did the front and I did the back on the first one. I think that looks really pretty. This is my my little steampunk version one. So I don't know if I'm going to work on this section now. So I think I want to actually create something that's a little bit more steampunk-ish in a way. So I have to look to see what I have that will lend itself to look or kind of go with this theme that I have here. So I think for this one, I'm going to put this one right here in this section here. Or should I put it in the back? Maybe in the back. And I'll be putting a lot of them in the center because I'm hoping that that'll be a better placement for them. But maybe I'll put it on the outside for this one. Let me see. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it on the outside for that one. And that's what makes it kind of cool that depending on where you put it or, how you cut it, you're going to have a different angle. And you can place them in different areas. It's going to look really, really cool. Thank you, love. So let's go ahead and glue this baby up. See, my thing is I love to share, I just love to share, period. I like to share how I go about things. I love to share how my mind works when I'm creating, all the back and forth, how you turn into somebody who's completely bipolar for 2 seconds every time that you're trying to figure out which way you want to go, how you love this and hate that. You're happy 1 second, you're upset the next. You go through this whole experience. And I like to share all of that with you guys. Because crafting ain't easy, but it sure is fun. So let's see. Let's pull out some more. Let's see if I find something here. I've already used this. This won't fit in there. What? Will it fit in there? Do I like it in there? No, I do not. I do not like it in there. So I shall remove it. Let's see. I try to make sure that when I cut my papers down that I cut them to sizes that will fit in here. So I went from this being the largest to smaller, 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 depending on, what I wanted to do overall with it. So I kind of like that there. I'm going to add also in this one of these cute little golden tags. I'm going to add this little pink one as well. This says Look Out World. Let's see. We can add that. So that'll work for me, I think. I think that'll work fine. I think that'll work just fine. I don't know if I like this blue though. What else do I have in here? This is what I tend to do. I just tend to kind of put different little bits and pieces. Oh, I like that there. Let me put that in there. Oh, this can go in my steampunk page. Wait. wait. This can go in here somewhere. Where? Maybe not. It actually looks better here. Oh, sugar. Yeah, I'm going to put it here. It looks better there. I don't know why it does, but it just does. To me, in my eyes, it just looks better there. What do you think? See? We start going through these phases, you guys. We start going through these phases. We want it, we don't want it. Put it in, take it out. We like it, we don't like it. Let's see. It has nothing to do with botanical tea, but I love how it looks on the page. Right? Let me see if I can add something in there. I don't know. Am I bugging? Am I bugging? Oh my God, this is so cute. Maybe I can add that right there. Let's see. I have some pretty girls to add in the other part of it. I've used this in a vintage. I call it um, my cabinet lapbook. I think it was in that one. And I used like all these beautiful little images of these little girls. And these are some of the ones that I have left over. Let's see. Number 8. I'm gonna put that number 8 right in the center. And yeah, I'm gonna put that number 8 right in the center. I don't know why, but I am. So I'm gonna listen to what my crazy little mind is telling me. Let me pull this out. Let me pull that there. And I'm only gonna glue half so that I can maybe turn it into a tuck spot. So I'm only gonna glue half because I'm not gonna add anything in the center. And I'm not gonna turn this into like a shaker or anything like that. So I'm just gonna do half. Okay, you cannot all go in the album, please. Please, 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 ladies. Where did you go? Why did you jump all the way over here? I wanted a number 8 and you're trying to put a number 3. This is not how we're working. You cannot just tell yourself what you want. Okay, where's my distress? Right, it does. So what time is it? Oh, 8:32. So I think after I do this page, we're gonna basically wrap this baby up. And when we come back on the next Wednesday's installment, you're gonna most likely see a lot more of this has happened. Because I am gonna, like I said, I'm gonna add a few more on the inside and the outside. I have to go through my different bits and pieces of ephemera and see what I'm gonna use in here. I didn't get a chance to do that other envelope with you guys, so hopefully I remember to do that envelope on the next one, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the envelope and just glue it in there and add some stuff in there and maybe turn it into like a pamphlet that we can actually include in here. So that's the goal. And if I don't get to share it during the live stream, then maybe I'll record it and do kind of like what I did today, where I'll just share with you guys basically how I go about it. I'm going to cover this, so I don't care if this gets dirty. That's kind of why I didn't want to go through all that, just in case I was going to end up inking all this stuff up. So I kind of like that. Let me go ahead and turn this into a tag as well. And I just try to center it so that hopefully it looks more or less even on both sides. But it's eyeballed, so if it's a little bit to the side, listen, we're going to live with it. All right. And then let me just put my little hole in here. And let's go ahead and distress that. Super, super simple. And that is all we did for today, but I think we did quite a lot actually. So I love how that is looking. I'm going to put that in there just as white as it is so that it kind of matches with the white that's happening in the background there. We still have one more of the little tags to add in here, so we're going to do that. I'm going to add a little splash of pink in here, just a little bit. And then this is the last tag that we did. And that's it. Most likely I'll end up tying like little strings and stuff like that, just so you know. Give a little bit of interaction, but I have to look through my yarns and stuff and just see what I'm going to actually go and, you know, use in here. So this is the last little bit. I'm going to be adding all these little bits and pieces afterwards. So mostly I'm going to go through all these different ephemeras. I am going to continue to do more of these different tags. Like I said, it's up to you really how many you put in here, how many you want to use. And it's all about how much space you actually end up having. Again, unfortunately, I constricted myself to a very limited amount of space when I did the spine as small as I did. That's my oopsie. Don't let it be your oopsie. If you haven't done this and you're about to start it, make your spine a little bit larger. Give yourself some room. It's better to have more room than not have enough room. You can always fill in the spaces with the dimensional things if you need to do that later on. You can always find ways to fill in the spaces, but it's hard to add the spaces if you're not giving yourself the space, right? So I love it. I think it's super, super pretty. Let's just add that in there. Yeah. I'll distress that and turn that into a tag as well. But that's gonna go in that pocket. It never stops, you guys. So I want to say thank you all so much. I hope you catch me on the next one. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. All my social media information is in the description area down below, as well as the link to the Facebook group, Lapbooks, Adventures, and More. Pounds LBAM, LBAM, you guys. Yes, that's what I'm going to be calling it from now on Wednesday because it's such a long title. That way we kind of shorten it. And if you are so inclined to create one of these and you want to share it either on YouTube or the Facebook group, make sure you use that hashtag. That way when I search for it, I can add you to the playlist. And yeah, it's the gift that keeps on giving. So thank you all so much. We'll continue this process on the next Wednesday. For some mixed media fun, catch me on Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Till then, hugs, love, and blessings. Thank you all that were here today. You guys are awesome, and you inspire me to do amazing things. So thank you again for that. Bye.